So the profession of coaching has really grown substantially even in the last 5 years. So what this means is it's not uncommon to go to like a party or have a cocktail somewhere and to meet someone and they say that they're a coach. So what I always encourage my clients to ask is, and get curious is, so great, so what kind of coach are you? And what kind of coach training have you had? So if someone says, I've been on a weekend training course and I'm now a coach, you cheer them on and say, good for you, great, you're now learning about coaching, but that would not be someone who I would suggest that you actually want to hire because they're not yet a professional coach. To be a professional coach, it is quite a long process. The global regulatory body for this is called ICF, which is the International Coach Federation. And every year as a credential coach, I need to maintain a certain amount of hours and maintain a certain amount of standards through continuing education. And even to get credentialed was 120 hours of coach training, 6 months of lots of every week practicum and practicing and getting my calls recorded and audited and doing ethics exams. Because when you're working with a coach, a credentialed professional coach, we live by a code of ethics. So when you're working with me, everything we speak about is in a vault. It's not going to go back to the organization. Even if I'm coaching, say, 10 people in an organization, I do not share what you're working on and what we talk about. So that's really just around the profession of coaching. But then to get to this point about evidence-based coaching, because there's so many different types of coaching now. Someone might be a life coach. They might be a home organizing coach. They might be a career coach. They might be really a business coach, which often my experience is if you hire someone who's a business coach, they often are a little bit more like a business mentor. Because for me, when you hire a business coach, you're hiring someone that's already ran a business and they're going to be a little bit more directive and in tell mode about how you can therefore run your business. So I am a leadership coach and I bring in this idea of evidence-based coaching. So I will work with you to be a leader who is effective, but also it's not always about what you're doing, it's also about who you're being. And that's a very important point with, elevating your leadership effectiveness is the doing and the being. But from an evidence-based perspective, we get data. So we will either get that data through some assessments. I may observe, I may sit in on a coaching meeting that you're doing or just seeing you in action. I may request that you bring data from the organization. Maybe you have other kinds of feedback that you're getting, but it always comes from some kind of, it could be from customer engagement, employee engagement, but we look at the data and then we go from there to be able to use that in addition to also your behaviors and different things that are going on. So how can you be a more effective leader?